First up, congrats to the person in the top comment. You've won a free game. Your comment last week was so normal, it almost felt unusual. It, for a brief moment, made all the other normal comments feel a little bit unusual. If you want to win a free game, make sure you leave your comments down below. Hello everyone, hope you're having a lovely weekend. My name's Mark Walker, and welcome back to SwitchUp. Well, lots of the biggest sales are actually finishing today, so we've got to make sure we pick out some good ones, but also choose some that aren't mentioned by absolutely everyone. And stick around to the end where we always tell you a game or two that you should avoid. What's on sale? Well, let's find out. First things first then, I'm going to mention a few that finish very shortly, so you would literally need to buy them in the next hour or two, and then we'll get on to the usual list. Firstly, we've got Doom, which is the 2016 version. At £17.49, it's half price. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is also, well, 33% off. That's the cheapest it's ever been. And obviously Mario Odyssey. Those are my three have to pick up games just because they go on sale so infrequently. There's tons of other ones that are also on sale. Might be worth checking out our video from last week. I'll put a link to that in the top comment. All of those are on sale for like another couple of hours. Then we've got Vampyr. This is a brilliant game and it's at a stupidly cheap price. It's currently £13.67, which is 70% off. Now, it's a very cool premise. You play as a doctor who himself gets bitten, becomes a vampire, but he keeps it under the radar. You know, he doesn't go out singing and shouting about it, but he also investigates. And it's kind of a mixture in many ways of like an investigation, a combat action game, and you keep tracks of all the players that you meet and kind of the relationship stats between them. It's really good, very good indeed. I highly recommend it. I know some people didn't get on too well with the combat, but for this price, I mean, it's definitely worth that. It's 7.3 gigabytes. You're looking at about 30 to 40 hours of gameplay, and that one goes on until October the 10th. Then we've got the absolutely excellent XCOM 2 collection. Now, yes, it doesn't run perfectly on Switch. There are a few janky moments here and there, but in terms of pure strategic gameplay, this has to rank in the top 5 strategy games available on the Nintendo Switch. You've got the full game. You've got so much content here. You have the War of the Chosen expansion. You've got 4 DLC packs included, and they include loads of different customizations. I was always the person that created, which was probably a terrible idea, but I always created my family in these games. And if you've played them, you know that it doesn't always end well, but it just made it so much more impactful. When something went slightly awry. So for £11.99, 70% off. If you're a strategy fan at all and you've not played XCOM, I mean, I don't know if those two things even go together. It feels like an oxymoron, but yeah, well worth picking up. 24 gigs though, so those SD cards are going to be stretched. Let's throw in a ridiculously cheap game and one that's well worth playing as a loading game. What's a loading game? It's one you play when you can't think of anything else to play. Something like Akane is a great loading game. And we've got Urban Flow. This is currently 93% off, taking it down to 89 pence. As you can probably tell from the video on the screen, it's one where you're constantly trying to manage all the traffic and make things go in the right directions. Some people absolutely love these. My missus is amazing at them. I'm terrible at them, but still I know a good one when I play it. You could be playing this for, you're looking at around about 10 hours if you want to do everything, but then there's also a lot of DLC that you can download, and it's one that you can go back and replay. It has a lot of replayability. It's 4.7 gigabytes to download, and one of the best aspects is that it has 4-player mode, so you can play with up to 4 of you on one Nintendo Switch. That goes on until October the 31st. Then we've got the Final Fantasy that I never played as a child, have played as an adult, and I think it's actually maybe challenging Final Fantasy VII as one of my favourites in the series. It's Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, and you've only got a couple of days to pick it up, but it's half price, down to $22.49, but it's a big old game, about 70 to 120 hours to do absolutely everything, and it calls itself the HD remaster. I mean, Square haven't been doing a huge amount in terms of remastering, they've just upscaled them essentially, but I really enjoyed the storyline. I feel like this, a bit like 8, is one of the more underrated ones in the series, and yeah, has a fantastic soundtrack and had what I thought was a really good upgrade system called the Zodiac Job System, where it kind of allowed you to organically make the character the way you wanted them to be, and yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was great. If for some reason you've held off, maybe now's the time to give it a bash. It's got a 12.6 gigabyte download, and like I say, that sale only goes on for another 31 hours. There's actually a massive sale going on at the moment on lots of point and click adventure games, some of my favourites, and one of the best is Thimbleweed Park. And Monkey Island fans will be delighted to hear that it comes from Ron Gilbert and also Gary Winnick, who were the creators of, well, Monkey Island and Maniac Mansion. It describes itself as a neo-noir mystery set in 1987. Think like old school X-Files mixed with Stranger Things, and then just the classic Ron Gilbert style of humour. It's brilliant, really good game, and a decent length as well. It'll take you about 14 or 15 hours to finish, and that sale goes on until October the 6th. It's 60% off, and although it might be gone by the time you watch this, make sure you pick up Broken Sword 5 as well. That's only a £5, absolute bargain. One of the lesser known Ys games is Ys Origin, which we reviewed on the channel, and I really thought it was a great game. It's a slightly different style top-down action RPG, and you're looking for this goddess in this tower, so much of it plays out inside this, well, huge tower that you're working your way through the floors. But it's a decent story, and I thought it was really fun. It also, as with most of the Ys games, has an excellent soundtrack. It's a different, very different to like Ys 8 and Ys 9, but you can kind of tell it's made by the same people. It's 60% off, £7.19, and it takes about 30-35 hours to finish if you want to find and do everything. That sale goes on until October the 6th. My gem of the week has to be Curse of the Dead Gods. Now this is another roguelite, and we've had a lot of them follow the Hades style in air quotes, but it's actually seen a number of patches as well since launch, and it was brilliant. I can't speak today. Rob reviewed this one for us on the channel, so I'll pop a link to that in the top comment if you want to go and check it out a bit more in depth. But it's nice. It has a bit of Souls-like combat in terms of the stamina-based system. There's countering, parrying, but there's a light and dark mechanic here, so you have to really utilize light to do more damage. There's the usual array of weapons: swords, spears, bows, guns, and at the end of I think you get cursed at the end of each floor. Yeah, like I say, you'll have to check out his review, but he really enjoyed it. He initially hated it, and then he came back to me and was like, now I hate the fact that I can't stop playing it. It's 45 to 100 hours plus. They've patched it, like I say, and it's just a very enjoyable experience. That sale goes on until October the 10th. My daughter's mentioned this week, and the kids pick is Jenny Leclue, Detective Vu. She's just finished this one up and thoroughly enjoyed it, but I have to say it's not a kid's game, it's anyone's game. It's brilliant. It's about 8 hours long. It focuses on Jenny Leclue, who is awesome. Really nice dialogue, really good style, and I know it's one that I would have loved as a kid, and to be honest I love as an adult. It reminds me a little bit of, oh my goodness, what's it called? Is it After Age? Is that the latest one from... Oh my goodness, I can't remember. It is After Age, isn't it? Oh man, always gets me. Tell me in the comments. But yeah, it has a lot of that feel about it. It's 1.6 gigabytes, and it's one that will definitely make you chuckle. £4.99 at 74% off until October the 17th. Last up then, and disclosure, I haven't finished this one. I've only played maybe an hour of it, but I enjoyed what I played, and I'd say it's probably the hidden gem of the week, other than the other one that was a hidden gem as well, is Reolutiion. Now it's an action-adventure RPG, but it's most certainly not a kid's pick. There's quite a bit of adult humour in here as well, and it's a tough game. Like, it's difficult. The combat's fast. It's not an easy one, and it was one where I kind of hoped or wished it had two players, because it just felt like it would have worked nicely, but still as a single player experience is very good. I think you'll probably know just from the art style and the general gameplay layout whether this one's for you, but I've enjoyed it and I didn't regret picking it up. It's £8.99, that's 50% off. It's got an 844 megabyte download, and that sale goes on until October the 17th. And we've always got time to tell you 2 games you should avoid. The kind of disappointment you only felt as a child, like when you had your N64 cartridge and it got too much dust in it and the blow technique didn't work and the cold sweat began to form on your fingertips. I mean, we usually got it working in the end, but you get a picture. And first up, we've got This Is the Zodiac Speaking. Glen did a review of this one, which is always funny when I get a message from Glen like, yeah, this looks really fun. I want to check this one out. And then I get a message about 5 hours later saying, trash. Absolute trash. Apparently everything was janky, the movement, the way it was formulated, the setups of the scenes. It was just a janky, bad game, so avoid it. And then finally, and some people might not agree with this, but I just didn't like it, it's Bounty Battle. I think it was hoping to be the indie Super Smash Brothers, and in my opinion it failed. It just wasn't very good at all. Wanting to be super slick and enjoyable, and yeah, no. Sorry, but no. It came off as just a pretender, really. Before we go, I want to give you one more bonus game, as I've just seen it there, and it's one of my favourites, and it's SnowRunner. Absolutely fantastic. You wouldn't think that driving trucks around and doing missions in these different locations was fun. You wouldn't think that trying to find your friend who's online and managed to get himself stuck in the mud and then use different trees to winch yourself out was fun, but it really is. It's amazing. It's like GTA, except there's no shooting. It is like GTA. You've got those open world missions, except there won't be massacres. They will be massive amounts of wood collecting and delivering coal and pimping up your truck and van. It's awesome. I love it. It's great. There are 3 different huge locations. I think it's 3, maybe 4. And the snow one is so tough, but it looks beautiful. That contrast between the snow and the mud, and I love this game, and I challenge you not to enjoy it, even if you think you won't. So that's it for this week. Thanks so much to all of you who enjoyed the content. Congrats again to the person in the top comment who's won the free game this week. Do leave your normal comments so that I can peruse them at my leisure this lovely Sunday evening. And for all things Switch, thanks to our patrons. You guys are amazing. We're hoping to open up channel membership, whatever it's called, when I get round to making some little emojis or whatever they are. For all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers, guys. See ya!